Is Yellowstone Supervolcano overdue another eruption? And what does USGS have to say? We know that the last super eruption was about 640,000 years ago. 70,000 years ago, it had a lava eruption, and another 80 eruptions since then. So, if we look at this comparison of the magma eruptions, the biggest one, as we see here, Toba, 74,000 years ago at 2,800 cubic kilometers. Then we had the Yellowstone Huckleberry Ridge eruption 2.1 million years ago at 2,450 cubic kilometers. Then again, you had the Yellowstone Lava Creek 640,000 years ago at 1,000 cubic kilometers. These were all three considered super eruptions. Then you had the Long Valley caldera of the supervolcano of California, 760,000 years ago at 580 square kilometers. Yellowstone Mesa Falls 1.3 million years ago, 280 square kilometers. And you have the Nova Rupta 1912 eruption, Pinatubo 1901, and you have Mount St. Helens 1980, and various other ones there. Now, okay, so you see how huge and devastating the Yellowstone eruptions were. Now, we do have the USGS Yellowstone Volcano Observatory. Yellowstone, we know, is situated in northwest Wyoming and in Montana and Idaho as well. It's feared by many to be overdue another cataclysmic super eruption that could wipe out the United States, but is Yellowstone volcano overdue? And what does the USGS have to say about overdue super eruptions? So the last three major eruptions were 640,000 years ago, 1.2 million years ago, 2.1 million years ago, and because of volcanoes' clockwork-like eruption cycle, many people believe this the Yellowstone supervolcano is due another cataclysmic eruption. When Yellowstone last erupted, an event known as the Lava Creek eruption, the volcano covered an estimated 2,900 square kilometers, or 2,900 square miles, or 7,500 square kilometers with ash cloud fallout. A similar eruption today would disrupt the agricultural industries, and of course this would cause starvation. Some volcanologists even propose another super eruption could disrupt global weather, triggering a nuclear winter, a volcanic winter of sorts. USGS said if another type, a large caldera-forming eruption, were to occur at Yellowstone, its effects would be worldwide, of course. The imminent danger would be in the areas closest to the supervolcano, but the ash fallout from Yellowstone would travel far and wide, decreasing the further out from the volcano it is. And as a result, of course, many people worry about the possibility of Yellowstone erupting again within our lifetime. One Twitter user said, "I wake up every day so afraid that Yellowstone is going to erupt." Another one said, "What's something people don't worry about but really should? A Yellowstone volcano that can erupt any time and will surely kill us all," another one says. And things like this, comments like this. Another super eruption would likely form a new caldera in the northwest of the United States. Calderas, or supervolcanoes, are broad volcanic depressions formed when molten rock withdraws from underground and the ground collapses. So what exactly do geologists have to say about the possibility of this happening again? The good news is Yellowstone volcano is not overdue another mega blast. That's what they're saying. Geologists are not even convinced the supervolcano has the power for another super eruption. USGS says volcanoes do not work in predictable ways, and their eruptions do not follow predictable schedules. Even so, the math does not work out for the volcano to be overdue for an eruption, and in terms of large explosions, Yellowstone has experienced three at 2.08, 1.3 million years ago, and 631,000 years ago. The three events point to an average of 725,000 years between eruptions. So if that's the case, Yellowstone is still some 100,000 years away from another super eruption, but most volcanic systems do not follow tight schedules, and multiple eruptions are not even spaced out in time. The USGS says although another catastrophic super eruption at Yellowstone is possible, scientists are not convinced that one will ever happen. The rhyolite magma chamber beneath Yellowstone is only 5 to 15% molten, and the rest is solidified but still hot. So it's not clear if there is even enough magma under the caldera to feed an eruption, they said. This is by Sebastian Ketley on Express UK. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.